Okay, so this is the third attempt just today and probably 10th attempt in total of filming this video. And I'm holding it like hand style instead of a tripod because my first attempt filming today, the camera was crooked on the tripod, so my whole video was crooked. And the second time filming today, it just died halfway through. And I also noticed, like, to be honest, I don't care what I look like, and I never get ready during the week, especially because we don't do much. But I looked really bad, and I really didn't do much. I just literally put concealer and mascara on just to kind of make me not look dead. But anyways, this is supposed to be a life update video. I have some exciting news that you probably already know from title and thumbnail, and I have some just everyday news, and then I have some sad news. So I'm just going to start with the everyday news. During Christmas break, because we have not been on here for a hot minute, but during Christmas break, Devin basically 90% finished our kitchen / dining room remodel, and Scarlett's watching TV, so you'll hear her. So I do have a new filming area, which I was filming in originally, but then I just got lazy and didn't want to refilm in there, so I'm just filming on my couch now. But I have a new setup for my cooking videos, so I'm really excited to share that with you in the next cooking video, whenever that may be, because to be honest, I'm not really cooking that whole lot right now. But yeah, so we have our kitchen and dining room 90% finished. We just had to put trim up, and there's like a couple cosmetic things that need to be done. But other than that, we are almost done with our kitchen, which has been a 1.5 year long process. Like, no joke. It's been forever. My sweet husband works on it whenever he can, but he's busy with work, and then my grandpa has come and helped us and showed my husband the ropes of remodeling because he is a professional remodeler. Well, he's not professional, but he's amazing at it. I mean, I guess he's professional. But they both have been working on this tirelessly, and they've been amazing, and it's a beautiful, I love it. For those who don't know, we have a very kind of small house, and the kitchen is one of the biggest rooms in the house, but it's still not like, I guess, positioned really well, or the layout isn't very well done, so it's like very narrow, but there's a lot of wasted space, so we did some cool things with like the wasted space area. But yeah, so it looks really cool in there. So the positive news, if you guys, like I said, if you guys haven't seen the title or haven't seen my thumbnail on this YouTube video, we are having a baby, and we are so excited. We found out a week before Christmas Eve, so like December 17th, I think, like something like that. I have like a whole post about it on my blog, so go ahead and click on that if you want to read some updates. I just mostly want to get on here and just kind of say that I'm pregnant, because I've actually announced this a while ago, but haven't done anything on YouTube. Like I said, I've been trying, but just not working out. I don't think I'm meant for YouTube. I'm going to continue it just because, I mean, I don't really care, but I'm really bad at it. Like I said, I'll post that link below, just like an update of the pregnancy. I'll kind of just talk a little bit about it though. I've been really sick. I'm 11.5 weeks today. I'm due August 30th, but I have to have a C-section, so I will be probably a little earlier than that. And, but yes, I've been really sick. They prescribed me different medicines, but the side effects were almost just like unbearable, because like I got like dry mouth really bad. I actually collapsed one day because I got dizzy, and then I got like constipated. Sorry, TMI. But so I just like decided if I'm gonna be miserable and these aren't even helping, why take them? So, but I've been very nauseous. Sorry, Scarlett. I've been very nauseous, very sick. I've been throwing up a lot, and it's been rough, but I'm very thankful because obviously I am pregnant, so I'm very thankful, but I'm also thankful because I am going through my pregnancy with a lot of my different family members and a really good friend of mine. So it's been kind of nice to have, my friend's actually only about a week ahead of me. I'll actually have my baby first though because of the C-section most likely. But we are really close, and so in dates, so it's really nice to kind of talk to her because she's been going through, you know, a kind of a hard time too. So it's kind of nice to have somebody to complain with and like not be judged, because like obviously I'm so thankful to be pregnant and so excited, and it's such a blessing, but pregnancy is not glamorous. At least it isn't for me, and for those who it is glamorous for, I am so envious of you, but it's just not great for me. I'm hopeful that second trimester may be better, but it wasn't with Scarlett. So, but my next video, if I get around to it, will be a sit-down video, and I'm gonna do like a story time of Scarlett's pregnancy and delivery. I've done a blog post about it, and I don't know if it's on the current blog I have or an older blog that I did. I'll kind of have to look at that, but I figured I'd just do like a sit-down talk video about it, because it's a very interesting pregnancy and a lot happened, and then her delivery was horrible. I mean, it wasn't horrible because I had Scarlett obviously, but it was bad. But yeah, so I think I'll do that for my next, yeah.
Bubbles.
Bubbles. No, we're not going to play with bubbles in the house. We've been having cabin fever here because it's been snowing like nonstop, so we're kind of just stuck, and she has no snow gear, and I want to get some today so she can actually go play out in the snow, but we shall see. No, okay, because she's 2.5 and she still hasn't played in the snow, and I feel like a horrible mom. Bubbles. No, we're not gonna play with bubbles. Okay, so anyways, so like I said, I'm 11.5 weeks. I'm doing okay. It's awesome, but not awesome at the same time, just because of how I'm feeling. So it's been rough, but like I said, I'm so thankful and so excited to have a little baby. And we are hoping, well, I'm hoping, I think Devin is Scarlett. I think Devin is a ladies' man, and he is like just born to be a girl dad. But I need a little boy, so I mean, I'll be thankful either way and excited either way, but since I'm only having 2, this is my last pregnancy, I would like to have one of each. So I'm hoping for a boy, but I will be happy with a girl because Scarlett's a blast, so I mean, either one is fine. But yeah, so that is the happy news, and I feel like I should have probably started with the sad news and ended on a happy note, but I guess we'll just do it this way. And I already did this video, so I kind of already said all this, so hopefully I can get through this without like getting emotional, because I got a little bit emotional in the first time I filmed this video. So yeah, a couple weeks before Christmas we decided we were going to save a kitty from a shelter for Scarlett because she loves animals. And a cat was just kind of more conducive to like our living space and just our life at the moment, because we're super busy and just never home. Well, I'm home all the time now, but at the time I was never home. And they're easier to train, and it was just going to be easier for us to do a kitten, and she loves kitties, so it was just perfect. We found a kitty online at one of the local vet shelters here. And just the look of him, I fell in love with him. He, so I texted or emailed them and was like, can I get more information on this kitten? And basically, his name's Zeus. Well, the shelter name was Zeus, and we still called him Zeus when we went to his appointments. But at home, he was called Yo-Yo Kitty because that's what Scarlett named him. And I don't want to talk about it too much, like with his name and everything, because I don't want her to, you know, ask about him. But so they gave us some information about him and just said that he had a very rough beginning. He was found on the side of a pond, basically very thin. He was a very little kitty, but he was actually about 6 months old when we got him. So he would have been probably about 4 months old when they found him, but they thought he was only like 8 weeks. So he was very little. They didn't think he was going to make it, but somehow he did. And when we sorry, I'm gonna situate that again. When we fostered him, because they wanted us to foster him until he got to a healthy weight and then we could adopt him. So when we were fostering him, and fostering is really great because like you get to take care of this little baby, and it's completely like they pay for it and they help you pay like get the things for him, and you just get to like love a cat basically. You just get to love this kitty, free of cost basically. So I really do like, I liked fostering him obviously because like you just got this kitty and you just got to love him and take care of him, and it was really great to have things, you know, paid for and help out because we had to get a lot of stuff for him because he was a sick kitty. So it was really a good way for us to kind of, and we've never had a cat before, so it was kind of a good way for us to get acclimated with a cat. He immediately was like my baby. He loved me and was more so than the other two, Devin and Scarlett. But he would lay on me, he slept with me, and he was such a good boy, such a sweet kitty. Would let Scarlett basically do whatever to him. Like she was kind of rough with him a few times and we'd have to, you know, correct her. But he never attacked her, never did anything. He was just a sweet boy. A couple weeks ago he started peeing in our bed, and it was really just like out of the blue, and we thought it was a behavior issue, like he was just kind of acting up. But now looking back, he was only peeing on my side of the bed, and like I said, we had like a bond, so I feel like he was definitely trying to tell me something. And then he pooped on our bed too, so that's why we really thought it was like a behavior issue. So finally, after like the 5th or 6th time of peeing in my bed, I finally was like, I can't do this anymore, because at the time, or we still only have 1 pair of sheets for this bed because it's a new bed, and I had to wash them several times a day or several times a week, and it was just getting really old. So I was like, this is new, so there has to be something why he's doing this. So I texted the vet and I was like, Zeus has been peeing in my bed for the last like maybe 3 weeks, just sporadically, and I don't know what's wrong. I don't know if he's got like a UTI. And she's like, well, bring him in and we will test his urine and see what's wrong with him. So we brought him in. It's the 12th today, February 12th, and we brought him in on last Thursday. So we just dropped him off, and they're like, just leave him here and we'll call you when he goes and we have the sample. And so we went to groceries, and we still hadn't heard from him, so we just came home. And about 2 hours later, it was about their closing time, so I called them and I was like, hey, or I texted her again. I was like, hey, you know, what's the deal with Zeus? Can we bring him home? What's going on? Is he staying overnight? And she's like, he still hasn't gone, so we're going to keep him overnight. So, and then they'll run the test in the morning. So that happened. So I kind of let the morning kind of go past me on Friday morning. We were going out of town, so I hadn't heard from him, so I figured I should probably text her again and see what's going on. So I texted her, I was like, hey, how's Zeus? Like, how's the results going? Did he pee? Like, what's going on? We're going out of town, so I need to know when I need to come get him. You know, not thinking anything was wrong with him or anything like that. And she's like, well, he did test positive for having crystals and an infection in his urine, but he is also potentially at risk for this life-threatening disease. And I asked her, like, well, what is it? And she's like, it's called FIP. And I was like, okay, well, she's like, we need to keep him overnight anyway, so you don't have to worry about coming to get him tonight. So we'll keep him overnight and get him medicine started and all that. And we're going to run some more tests to see if we can verify if he's got FIP. So I was like, okay, well, this sucks because I'm literally like, we're heading out of town and I just feel really bad. And so we were literally on our way out of town. We were going to an Avenged Sevenfold concert, and she called me, and I knew at that point, if she's calling me, even though she told me she'd talk to me tomorrow about it, there must be something wrong. So she's like, he tested positive for FIP, which I don't know much about it, but they said that like every cat's born with it, I guess, but healthy cats, I guess, grow out of it, and unhealthy cats or sickly cats, it can affect them, and it will eventually basically kill them, is what I understood of how they explained it. I might be wrong, or they might not have explained it right, I don't know, but that's how they explained it to me. And since he was such an unhealthy cat because he was underweight and everything, like, he developed it, and So it's like, okay, well, what's the next step? She's like, well, we have to put him down because he won't make it, and eventually he'll stop eating and be in a lot of pain, and we need to do something before that happens. So it's like, oh, well, awesome. I'm out of town. Like, I'm heading out of town right now. It's just like, don't worry, he's stable right now. We'll keep him here. We'll keep him comfortable. He's still eating. And I guarantee you guys, like, he was fat. Like, he was gaining so much weight. We were so excited. But she told us that this FIP, I guess, it was fluid in his belly. So that's why he was so fat. He had so much fluid. And then he was starting to turn jaundice. So he was starting to turn yellow. So, like, we went to the concert and we had a good time, enjoyed ourselves, and then came home about 2:30 in the morning, and then woke up about 8 the next day, and which is Saturday, and luckily Scarlett was staying overnight at her grandparents' house, so we went to go say our goodbyes to the kitty. We didn't want to bring Scarlett because she's too young, obviously, and she doesn't understand what's going on anyways, and that was the whole reason why we kind of fostered him, because if something did happen, like, he just, like, the picture just called to me, and I needed to, like, give this kitty a good life. Like, it just, he, like, just, like, touched my heart, and so we figured since she is at a young age, she won't understand what happened if something happened to him. So if we're gonna do this, we might as well do it now when she's younger. So that is why we did adopt foster a sicker kitty. So basically we showed up, and he was awake and fine and acted normal, like, but he was very yellow in his ears, and then they said when you pulled his eyes back, they were starting to turn, the whites were all yellow, so he was starting to get jaundice, and you could see like a little bit of a yellow tint in like his feet and stuff, and he's a white kitten, so you could kind of see just kind of like a sheen to him that was yellow. He was sitting with me most of the time, and I gave him to Devin, and he wanted to come right back to me, and then even a lot of volunteers that had taken care of him came in because they loved him so much and said their goodbyes, so it was just kind of really sweet. And like I said, he was a really cool cat. But yeah, so we get there, and they're like, do you want to stay for the whole thing? It's like, yeah, I want to hold him, you know, I don't want him to be alone. So they're like, okay, and then I guess the vet was talking to the girl that I always contact. I don't know if she's an actual vet or she's just like an assistant, but she's like, well, the vet just told me he doesn't have any veins. So in order to put a kitty down, you have to, or an animal down, you have to inject them through a vein, and it puts them down. And he said, since he doesn't have, in order to put him down, you have to put it through their vein, and since he didn't have any, they said they had to inject him directly in the heart, which is not as humane as doing it through the vein. So of course this poor kitten had a horrible start to life, and he's gonna have to have the worst way to be put down, and they said it's not pleasant, so I don't want you to stay for it, but we are gonna sedate him so you can hold him until he falls asleep, and then we'll take him from you and put him down. So at this point, I'm a mess. Like, I understand, like, we only had him for 2 months, and I've never been a cat person, but like I said, this cat was just very special, and he was very sweet, and I just, like, felt, I don't know where that cut off, but my camera says it's full, but for some reason it turned it off. But yeah, so we just had a lot of tragic animal passings, but this one was really hard for some reason, just because I guess I was holding him and was actually there for the experience. But anyways, I'm gonna end it here because I don't know what's going on with my camera right now. So if you guys want to hear, on a good note, if you guys want to hear more about my pregnancy updates, go ahead and subscribe and like this video. If you don't care about pregnancy updates, let me know, because they take a lot out of me to film, so I don't want to film them if nobody's enjoying them. I'm doing this for basically my family and myself and the few people that watch it, but if it gets popular, who knows? But yeah, like I said, I really suck at this YouTube thing, but I'm just doing it just for me. But yeah, like I said, if you like this, go ahead and subscribe, and I'll link the post below about my pregnancy announcement, and we will see you in my next video, I guess. Love you guys. Thank you so much.